WEMFradio.com. WEMFradio.com.
Sweet. Hey, I'm Pat B.
And I'm Adam Willis.
And you're listening to the Geek Down here on WEMF Radio. Oh, I hit it. Do the shoulders, my friend. Oh, I'm glad to pump and jam for why this 2017 kid. I got so much to say. Here it is. You know what? Never mind. Let me hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Geek Down here on WEMF. I am Pat B. In the house we have, I look to my left, my homeboy, and happy to see his smiling face in the new year, Black Adam Willis.
Yes, sir. We made it, actually. I'm so happy 2017 is here and 2016 is over. I couldn't deal with that here anymore, man. But it's good to see you on the other side, Pat. How you doing?
Hey, thank you, man. I have made it. We have broken through. And you know what? We still got Stan Lee, baby. Amen. Yes. All right. You know what? Let me not pretend like, you know what.
He's going to be like the Joe Louis when he's sitting in the barber chair. How old is Stanley? Stanley was at least 168 years old. Man, Stanley was at least 168.
I was bowling with Stan Lee once. I said, Stan, how old are you really? He's like, I'm 233 years old. You keep that to yourself.
It's so good.
All right, but no, I look across the man who got that reference. I'm looking, of course, across the table at Dirty D.
What's up? It's so good to come back.
Yeah, man.
Welcome back.
You've been out.
Hey, yeah, man.
I guess you got to do that job stuff, the stuff that pays every once in a while.
This man's been on hiatus. He's been battling ninjas for the Pope.
It's like saying he's on hiatus. He's actually just been working all the time. Like, you're taking a nice little break, you know, from your real job place.
Life was just like, stop having fun for a little second.
Right.
We got tired of you.
That happens,
like,
man.
Oh, okay. That
happens.
You're an adult, sir. Let's see some credentials. All right. Well, glad to have you back, man.
I'm glad to be back. Good to see you're still Black, Adam. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The blackest man in the room
it's
now.
Getting darker as I come.
Now verified by our visual audience on Twitch, and of course the man who keeps us looking all smiley and happy and, you know, amazing and sharp on Twitch, just Johnny.
Yo.
Neo himself.
Hey, what's happening?
Follow the White Rabbit, Johnny.
I want to point out this man is so dedicated to the job. He got here. All right, didn't even have time to take off his coat and scarf and all that. So he's there looking like he just kicked in the door fighting Frosty the Snowman. I got that there Twitch stream, boom, and just been setting up. And the second he said good to go, we hit the airwaves. This man still has not taken a pee and been complaining about it for the past 14 minutes. Johnny, go ahead, man. Don't be a hero.
Yeah, I gotta go, man.
All right, as long as you don't make a mess.
It can make damage if you hold it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, well, that's okay. That's your PSA for this episode of the Geek Down. Thank you very much. And remember, kids, don't do drugs. Nothing.
Afternoon.
Oh, you're right. My bad. That was Transformers. I should have gone G.I. Joe.
I always like the PSAs in the G.I. Joe. You know.
I'm saying, right? It's
don't leave your trash or something like that. Some of them are really bad. You know what I mean?
My favorites were like, why don't you let Johnny play? Because he didn't have a father figure. Like, wow, okay, damn, kids.
Don't swear at your grandma, kids, or something. It was just some of them were stretching it after a while.
No, the greatest ones. Kids, the house is on fire. Get out of here, you stupid idiot. What are you waiting for?
Stop tuck and roll.
Take the cat with you.
Hey, who wants a bottom massage? Bottom massage machine. I feel like we're at the cusp of like half our audience is too young to get these, and the other half just doesn't care.
Yeah, just completely turned it off already.
I feel like that on a daily basis. Like, oh man,
you know what? At least we're open about it, Joe. All right, well, like I said, this is the Geek Down here on WEMFradio.com. Hopefully you listen to us live on the stream, or you're catching us on twitch.tv/thegeekdown. You can actually see us live. I'm waving the cats now. You can see me in my snazzy night cap.
Yeah.
Night hat that
I do. It is nice.
Stuff about. Boom.
That's pretty badass.
It's been requested that I do the show like this. I don't understand. I don't know if cats can actually hear me.
It's a little muffled, and you might want to pull it up, but it looks
Black
good.
Arthur.
Okay.
That's awesome.
It's a Martin Lawrence movie waiting to happen right now.
Nah, it's not.
Black Knight 2.0.
Nah,
exactly.
Sir Lancelot. Yo, Sir Gangsta Head.
The Black Knight. That movie was so bad.
Don't invoke the spirit of the shame of Martin Lawrence on this show.
But like Martin was that show. The show was so good.
The show was good.
And then his stand-up stuff, and then it got to Black Knight like later on.
Back in the 1600s, having medieval knights like that's tight.
Wasn't it like a dream? Like he got knocked unconscious, and he
and then you got the Big Mama House trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You know what you've done? You've just torpedoed this show.
Oh, damn.
You invoke black men in fat suits, man. We don't do that. All right, let's jump right in the news real quick, Mel, because it's not all happy news, but then again, when is it ever? It's like the running theme
See,
of the
we're
show.
carrying 2016 over into the next year, which is bad juju, but we do have to bring it up.
We have to bring it up. It's important. I'm talking about Carrie Fisher.
Uh-huh.
Now, Carrie Fisher is the Hollywood icon best known as Princess Leia Organa in the original Star Wars trilogy, and she passed away.
Yeah.
She was the daughter of actress Debbie Reynolds,
who passed away the day after. Yeah.
Debbie Reynolds and Eddie Fisher. Now, Eddie Fisher was a player. This dude was. He was with Debbie Reynolds, left her, and went on to have like three other kids. He's the dude that left Debbie Reynolds for Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor then left him for
one of her 5 husbands.
Talk about Carver.
Richard I think Richard Burton. But like her most famous marriage is the one she left him for. It's like Marilyn Monroe leaving Mickey Mantle for JFK.
Yeah.
She traded up.
There's only one person you could upgrade over Mickey Mantle too.
Yeah. I know Yogi Berra all day. Dude, we are old. No one knows who these people are anymore. Let's get some of that glass shard gum from the bubblegum packs from like 19. No one has any idea what we're talking about. Okay, back to Carrie Fisher. She got her Broadway debut at age 15. And also being Hollywood royalty, you got your parents are already a famous actor and a famous musician, so kind of stands to reason that might happen. But she made her first debut in film in Hal Ashby's 1975 comedy Shampoo. Shampoo was notorious for being one of the first raunchy comedies. Yeah, and not like in raunchy comedies we know, not like a Porky's or a Meatballs or like today we have.
It's like Warren Beatty being weird. There's the hairdresser
this
thing.
This is around the time when Warren Beatty got that reputation for being a ladies' man / Hollywood perv.
What was that? Was he in that movie? Perv. He just got into hairdressings to sleep with women, or I think that was part of it, right? Yeah.
It had me thinking about a career change for the first.
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, hey, you know what, man? I can run.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah. I know how to run a mobile shower head. I'm saying. For various purposes, I feel like half our female audience is laughing their asses off at that.
I hope so.
But she starred opposite Warren Beatty and Goldie Hawn. She'd later become a household name in 1977 with the debut of a little a little picture names. A little lesser known movie. Didn't really go over that well. It was called Star. Let me read it here on the paper. Wars, is that Star? No, Star Wars in 1977 is where she made her name. Yeah. People recognized her face. The character was poignant, and it was a strong female character in a sci-fi movie no one really expected. So that was really solid.
Yeah, of course. If she only did that, then she would have done enough. You know what I mean? That's what she's going to be known for. But she did so many other things. She did a bunch of other movies. She did one of my favorites, The Burbs. She was in that. But she was she was a script doctor too. She did work on a lot of scripts. She was a very, very smart and savvy writer and person in general. But she did a lot of work. People would have problems with scripts, but you needed to punch up the jokes, punch up the dialogue, and they would call her in, and she would come in and do it. And then she
apparently worked on Scream 3 too.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
But when she got out of the business, once it started, they're not really paying her well. So she was smart enough doing that. She's like, no, my time is important. It means dollars, and if you're not going to pay me, then I'm out of here. So she was sticking up for herself back then, and she was an advocate for mental health. She was just a very, very, very important figure, and she had no BS in her, and when people would confront her about stupid things, she would just toss them off to the side, which was great. And
I like that.
She was open about her addictions and everything. She was for so many different reasons. She was very
open
important
about this stuff. She became an advocate for people with mental illness who would read her books and find it wasn't written from an entirely clinical point of view. She'd write with humor. She'd write from personal experience, and this was a viable voice of somebody who has dealt with these issues that made it more poignant for these people. I've got friends that when she passed were really upset. They weren't Star Wars fans at all. They were fans of her books and have seen her on TV, and they were memoir. Almost upset because I get not what I'm the role model. That's the wrong term, but somebody that they had come to rely on for legitimate opinion, someone they trusted.
Yeah, of course.
As an author,
no, as a voice, as anything. Yeah, just as a figure of speaking out. And I think her memoir, Postcards from the Edge, which was made into a movie with Meryl Streep, which is a great movie, but it was a kind of taken from what Hollywood and fame could do to you and kind of tear you down. And so, she was very important.
She had a sense of humor with that. She'd do guest spots.
Which is good. Yeah, that's why I think most people connected to her, because she wasn't just saying, this is bad, blah, 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 like that. She had a sense of humor about it. You know what I mean? She could make jokes that were self-deprecating, but also very, pointed. But yeah, it's definitely much missed, and definitely with the mother passing away after that. It's just that family you got to feel for. That's just crazy stuff. Very
Definitely,
crazy.
dude. I mean, no parent should ever have to outlive their kids, but then
Yeah,
to
no.
go while grieving, like
Yeah.
at the height
Yeah, it's
of
terrible.
this thing, you know?
And this
So, I
happened a
mean,
few days after George Michael had passed away too. It was just
I
like
know.
it really
George
the end of
Michael, yeah.
2016 is like we just gotta crank
2016
these out.
gave
Let's
everybody a
just do-
strike. That was a
let's-
strike.
Doing
What's
it,
his
man.
name? Like the last couple days, the pastor from the guy who played the priest on MASH passed away.
Father
Oh
Mulcahy
yeah,
passed
Mulcahy.
away,
Damn,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
literally
Yeah.
2 days before the year went out, man. I'm like, dude, this is the year of the
Picking
Reaper,
off
bro.
this weekend, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom.
Just so you don't forget me.
Yeah. 16, we got about 17 more minutes. I think I make this.
Avenge me. Yeah.
I thought Carrie was gonna make it though, real
All
time.
right, did it.
And you know what they said?
Right around the holidays too, man. What the, that's mother.
That's rough. That happened, man. James Brown went like that. Now George Michael went like
Right.
that. Carrie Fisher herself had a massive heart attack and was pronounced dead shortly after a stay in the hospital. She
Yeah, it was on an
actually
airplane too, right? Nothing good happened on airplane attacks. But that's when Prince had trouble. They had to emergency land his plane. That's when you knew Prince was messed up and something was wrong with him. Then he died a few days later. I was like, nothing good happens on planes in
Oh
2016.
my God, you're so right.
Man.
It's
Johnny
like
felt
Prince
that
had to land his plane. I'm like, oh, Prince is done.
Yeah, you know, Johnny
You
felt
don't
that-
emergency land a plane if you're okay. You know,
Yeah, man.
you know, he
There's
walked off a little while
there's
later.
always these like mysterious doctors involved for some reason. Like, hey, the
Because
doctor
they're
was
ones
supposed to be
doping him
there.
up, I'm
Like,
telling you,
all
man.
right,
doctors on the plane. There's people who have, you know, places to be and medical degrees at the
I
same
don't know.
time. You
I
know
don't
what
trust
mean?
him. Like the Michael Jackson doctor, I don't trust him.
Hey, man.
Wasn't his son involved in that too, or something like that?
Yeah, something
Both
like that.
guys' kids were involved.
Oh, okay, we're delving into
We're
comparison on
delving.
conspiracy theory. Okay, Carrie Fisher passed away. Jeez, dude, she was a mogul in sci-fi. She was a mogul
Seriously.
in mental health. She did great things with her actual work, and was working up until the very end. She was actually on a book tour promoting her new title, which I know is going to sell like gangbusters.
Yeah, sure.
Carrie Fisher, rest in peace.
Peace.
R.I.P.
All right. Next news story, real quick. Let me just jump into this because this is okay. This has to be. You all dig this. CNN is being called out for showing Bethesda's Fallout game computer terminal in a video about the Russian election hacking. Now, in a recent investigative report, I feel like this is for you, Herb. In a recent investigative report video, CNN used footage from the video game Fallout hacking minigame as B-roll to illustrate reports of recent real-life hacks committed by the Russian government. Now, this is in the video game itself. There's like areas where you just jump on a computer and you're in the game supposedly hacking, which is just replacing these weird symbols with like other weird symbols and trying to find actual
Writing algorithms, whatever that means.
well okay, basically the only way it could have been more ridiculous is if they'd used the hacking system from not Borderlands, what am I thinking of
The movie Hackers?
With Big Daddies.
Oh, that's
Bioshock.
Thank you,
Yeah,
from Bioshock,
Bioshock.
which you hack things by just turning pipes different ways. So
Redirecting
water,
the steam valve and the water valve.
so water flows through. That's the only thing that could have been
Like
more
an old
ridiculous.
game, too. It's awesome.
And they showed it's the old green screens with a bunch of weird ASCII characters. That's what they showed to show, yes, we've discovered Russian hacking, and this is what's responsible for Donald Trump being involved. What this comes down to is this is the level of misunderstanding we have in the general media.
Yeah, it's definitely
on how
making
computers
light of a
actually
situation.
work.
Like, show it this way. It's making like a cartoony when this is serious business.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I understand
You
that.
know?
I understand how they did it.
We get hacked by Russia and this super mutants. Like, what? How did that happened? Like,
Rocky 4, man.
oh, wait.
I don't know.
That's like my favorite movie, dude.
That was the start of them.
No, they had a cyborg working for them. So I mean, they had a cyborg that killed Apollo Creed. We had a cyborg that fed Polly donuts and gave him hand jobs. Okay, I think the Russians were winning that fight. All right. Okay, but the footage occurs. The footage in the game, I discussed that, but occurs while in the video while they're discussing President-elect Trump's reaction to Moscow's alleged involvement in what the White House has called and verified, damn it, all this alleged stuff, they verified it. Not with this footage.
Yeah.
But with other footage. Significant malicious cyber-enabled activities. Now, in an age where hot-button issues include the disreputability of fake news, the worry is these events will discredit the cause itself at hand. Now, this isn't the first time that similar stuff has been used in media to represent no malicious hacking and computer stuff. And the thing is, it's a general misunderstanding of, again, how computers work, how hacking actually is a process.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the most ridiculous example
Hacking
of
movie?
hacking that you guys have
A
ever seen?
Weird Science when they put cut out pictures into a printer, and then all of a sudden a woman appears from the floor. I think that's probably the most ridiculous. They hacked a human body with pictures out of Cosmo. Like, you know what I mean? So maybe that.
I think all hacking for me is the Matrix. I mean, it's just the pinnacle of hacking.
Yeah.
Hacking movie.
That was
plug
it.
themselves in. That was.
Yeah.
that's
What about
the end all.
Swordfish? You remember that movie? And they get what's his face?
Oh, yeah.
And
that
then he's
was a
like, we
great
need a
movie.
whatever. And they had all these movies like names. They're like, we need a worm, an 84-bit encryption, like that. And he's like, yeah, sure.
And apparently Hugh Jackman
What if I was
playing
to give you
piano,
$10 million and he has that really bad goatee? And he's smoking a cigar, but his hand was upside down. He's like puffing it with his hand up, like
so much.
Yeah,
Man, no, that was.
but that had Halle Berry's boobs in it for some reason. It was
You know
a
what?
weird
The thing
movie.
is, they made such a big deal about that specifically. I have seen
Yeah.
a lot of boob scenes in my life. A lot of boob scenes.
A
A
lot.
lot of. Let me show you my text. All right, no, but and that one was the most poignant and forced.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like, we
Is there a
have to do
logical-
this. Here they are, boys. And
Yeah.
just dumps them
Sell
out. and then
this
she pulls
movie.
them.
No.
Sell this
That's
movie.
exactly
No,
what it
no
is.
logical way for it to come about either. It's just like, here you go.
No,
you're
I
done.
think they did. They did like an appearance. It was John Travolta and Wolverine, and they came out.
They
And
had fake boobs like Joey Behar.
Yeah. And Halle Berry's in there, and they made it a point to say, "Listen, if you go to see this movie, you see these." They literally said this, like in front of a bunch of people, like in front of a camera. Like, if you pay for this movie, you're gonna see these boys.
So
So
bad.
go out
On
and
the
buy
same
this.
show, we've invoked Big Mama's House, Black Knight, and Swordfish. We're going to hell. We're going to hell.
Yo, just to
I
touch back
blame
on
the
that.
guest in the house here.
Just to touch back on that. I mean,
Yeah.
think about the age of the guy who actually edited that scene into the whatever newscast that they were providing.
Are you saying
I'm
we're
thinking
lucky
maybe he was
that
like a kid, relatively, young kid, maybe in his early
Yeah.
20s, early 30s, maybe.
You're
even.
saying we're lucky he didn't so demonstrate hacking by hacking Russia himself?
I don't know. Maybe he was a huge video game fan. You can't penalize the kid for being young,
Well, no, dude. They've
I just
used
assumed
scenes they've used scenes from Metal Gear
They have
itself.
editors
Yeah.
too.
See, I've never
Or,
seen that though. That would be awkward.
I wrote that down. Which
Because Metal
game
Gear
was
is a
that in?
creepy game, man.
Was this CNN that
Metal
did
Gear
it?
is deep up its own ass. That's the problem with Metal Man. Yeah, this was CNN.
Yeah, I actually have the
CNN's
screenshot
pretty
on
reliable
Twitch.
these days.
So if people want to see what actual image that they used, it's up there on our Twitch stream right now, and
There it is. It says Super Meme.
yeah, it absolutely is the Fallout screen. I think it's Fallout 3 as well. So
Fallout. You could change the screen color, so that's not a gauge. But if it's the default green, yeah, Fallout 3. Because I
Yeah,
think
default
Auburn
green,
Was that
yeah.
like
was
circa 1975 or something?
it was 1975. We're talking like 50s, 60s, man.
Right.
That green screen that we grew up with was a novelty. That's just because schools got those old computers. But back then, the small screen in the big ass console sucker, that was like
those small CRTs. Yeah.
yeah, that was like you walk into a
Supercomputer.
room and that whole wall is this 4 megabyte computer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what that
Well,
was.
there's-
My personal favorite is and this one actually had shown to me. I forgot I blocked this from memory. There was a scene in NCIS. And you can look it up online. It's pretty famous now. It's called Two Idiots, One Keyboard. And supposedly, one of the investigators' computer is being hacked. Not their server, not their system, just her computer. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm being hacked. And she's talking to several people and not even looking at the keyboard, looking at the screen. And I can understand if you can touch type, but you're at least looking at the screen. She's like, I know what's going on. They're hacking my system. They're doing it faster than I can cover. Like, first of all, that's not how computers work. If you're being hacked, it's not going to show you on screen and let you, no, stop it. I'm going to get ahead of it with my own keystrokes. No, BS. And then this other idiot comes on. Oh my God, this is as fast as possible. I've never seen hacking this fast. Let's see if we can get ahead of it together. And they're both on the same keyboard on either side. Both basically like 4 hands on the keyboard now. Of course, you're playing it. Oh man.
They've already burned through the NCIS public firewall.
Oh jeez.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, I like to know. This is 2 people on 1 keyboard. Stupidest thing ever. And that to me holds the crown right now.
I think the best version of hacking, the most accurate version of hacking, is probably in what's that new
Is it a movie? Is it a game? Is it a song?
It's
an
TV
action
series,
figure? TV
House of Cards.
Okay.
Season, I think it was 2 or 3. They had this hacker guy And
two.
it showed, was it season 2?
Yeah.
All right, so you know what I'm talking about. So he had his computer monitor, he had like 3 monitors set up, and you see a lot of, it looked like actual putty windows were opened up and stuff like that. And what they showed there, even though it wasn't like actual hacking, was probably the closest I've seen to legitimate hacking.
Have you seen the Mr. Robot series? Because I think that's actually as close as you're gonna get to it.
I have not. No.
Really, my favorite is
It's pretty good.
the Van Damme movie, Death Warrant, when she needs to hack into the prison and she has that little
Big
geeky
Mama's
kid
house.
with her that like really wants to have sex with her, and so and he's like, "Oh, I'll hack into the system for you," and it's like, this, and then he comes up with his password. But yeah,
You complain about Black Knight, but you brought up Death
Actually,
Warrant.
Terminator 2.
that was the
When he had
thing.
the little
Oh,
car.
Yeah, little car. That's actually pretty legit.
But that's the thing. Like in the older movies, like those old action movies, whenever they need a hacker, they had some young whiz kid or something like that with the glasses and stuff.
Yeah,
and they would they would hire his help.
Well, if you're going
He's always
that
some
route,
horny teenager that just wanted to get laid.
if you're going that route, then the best example of not even hacking, just programming, I would say would be in, ironically enough, Star Trek, known for having the least factual stuff. But the thing is, they'd never actually show you the hacking. They would just say, how long will it take to do this? And they'd give like realistic time estimates.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's actually going to take me this amount of time to build out a base code. And then they give like 3 really vague, but I guess kind of sort of realistic details if you know anything about it, information. And they say it's going to take no less than about, 4 to 6 hours. I'm sorry, Captain, I can't do any faster. It just has to, the work has to, occur. And I'm like, okay, cool. You got to build out your base code. You have to actually run tests. You have to, wow, someone's paying attention. Cool. Let's see it. Nope. Time lapse. Okay, we're done. Like, okay, I guess I'm a fire phaser.
Jordy managed to do that with ultraviolet senses.
Jordy managed to do that with that like weird ass psychedelic predator vision.
I know, I love that thing.
Yeah, it's great.
I actually want to find that thing.
We have lost 90% of the. Actually, no, this is a Geek Down. Everyone's riveted. That's what I'm talking about.
They love
Anyway.
this. Oh.
Anyways, CNN screwed up, but the story is still poignant. If you want to check out
CNN
the story,
screwed up. That's a story. Yeah, that's happened 1,000 times.
Would you rather that, or would
Breaking
you
news.
rather Ann Coulter's dick pic? Okay, so I think we're in good shape here. All right, now we actually have reviews to go into. My man Johnny got out to see the latest from is it Ryan Gosling and
My name's not Johnny though, man. Come on.
Oh, that's your Johnny. My
Yeah,
bad.
he did.
I'm the blackest guy in the room. Speaking of black dicks,
There's no recovering.
I blame you because I'm playing to the camera.
No,
now.
blame
I'm so
it's
sorry.
2017, man.
It's 2017. I blame 2017.
We need a break.
Well, turning it over to Black Adam Willis, you got to check
wow.
out the latest from Ryan Gosling and
Speaking
Emma
of-
Stone.
Get out of here, yeah.
La La Land, right?
Yeah, starring Rosling. It's so messed up now after that. Starring Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. This is a musical that just came out, and usually you think musicals, you think of the song and dance, kind of corny and everything like that. This is kind of sure, right?
Well, maybe not. Maybe we got Hamilton now.
Right, which I've never seen, so
No one's seen Hamilton. Okay,
I
Hamilton
think we
is
can't.
expensive.
We can't.
I
Yeah.
looked at the tickets for Hamilton. They said
My price range.
it's like the mezzanine floor, and your kids don't go to college.
Right. This is a very simple story, though. It's a jazz pianist and an aspiring actress kind of meet in L.A. and then they fall in love, and then it's their relationship as they're both struggling with their respective fields. She's bouncing around from audition to audition, getting turned down. Pretty much everyone while she works on the Warner Brothers lot selling coffee. And then he is a very serious and very talented jazz musician, but he's a purist. He wants to keep jazz in its purest free jazz form, when everything around him musically is really kind of selling out and really kind of, they'll have jazz, but they'll drop this really crappy backbeat in it. And it's about him, not making money and kind of facing that or selling out and then like hating his job.
Well, I've met those cats in real life. They're kind of like unlikable.
Sure.
You play the character like
But he's
that.
he's very likable in this, but he's also very stubborn. You know what I mean? And he's like you said, he's a purist, and he won't budge until he has to because he's in love with this girl. So he kind of budges, and he gets this job working with John Legend.
Wait, actually,
he's John Legend as somebody else, but they went to music school together, and then they have this band. And
John Legend is Carrot Top.
Yeah. So it's them, in their relationship, and then where the relationship starts to splinter towards the end when they start, getting some success and going each other's ways. It's kind of like A Star Is Born for like the 21st century, basically like that. But it's in the middle. It's a bunch of songs, a bunch of dancing, and Ryan Gosling's voice actually isn't too bad, isn't the best, but they
I was just
they
about
don't
to say,
they don't
with
they
the
don't, they don't
softest
stretch it too
voice in
far
the
though.
industry.
They don't stretch
Softest
it too
voice.
far where they're giving him too much to do, which is good because he works with what he has. And the dance numbers are great. The songs are great.
They dance too.
Yeah. Not a lot. They're not like dancing around. He's not like Gene Kelly jumping up and down and everything like that. But they have a few numbers, you know what I mean? And it's a nice little, getaway. It's a nice little escape, and it's a fun movie. It's done really well. Yeah.
All right, because I saw stills and I only saw a couple of trailers. It looked kind of pretentious. It looked like they were basically trying to ape a classic Hollywood like romance.
No, it's a musical, so it follows in that structure where a lot of the musicals are very similar. You know what I mean? So it's in that same
I'm
vein.
thinking, like, it looks like the style was forced. Like it's in Oklahoma, maybe even Greece type, or like
no,
it's
a very colorful. It's very vibrant. It pops. You know what I mean? It's an LA story where it's got the those old downtown LA haunts and everything like that, and the clubs and everything like that.
Era perfectly?
Yeah, it just looks really. It's a very vibrant movie, like I said, and it's fun, and it goes season by season. It starts in the wintertime, then it gives them a full year of this relationship, like I said, and then shows them down the road, and it's kind of ends on a very bittersweet note, but it's a poignant movie. It's a lot of fun to watch, so I would definitely recommend going and checking it out while it's still in theaters.
Oh, cool. Okay, La La Land. Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, Black Adam Willis gives it his.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, solid. Thank you very much,
Mm-hmm.
sir. All right, now look across the table at Man Dirty D.
Yes, sir.
Derek, you got to check out. Was it the full run of?
No, it
Telltale?
just released. It just released early for PC.
Well, no, I mean season 3 though.
It's not technically season 3. It's like its own spin-off. It's called The New Frontier.
Okay.
It wasn't dubbed season 3. That's the awkward thing when I was playing. I was like, dude, this technically didn't say season 3. It just said Walking Dead Telltale Game New Frontier.
Oh, okay.
Same thing with the
But we know
Michonne
it's
series.
season 3, right? It's.
I'm assuming it's season 3. I mean, it has to be. There's 5 episodes. I know the Michonne series was like a spin-off from that too, and it had its own little 5-episode miniseries too. So
Yeah, you got to be a sister with a sword, so you can't really play there.
a sister with a sword. I'll always play that game.
Just call the game a sister with a sword.
That would sell so easy.
Heads fly.
Sister with a sword.
It'll sell everywhere. It'll sell everywhere but Walmart.
Speaking of black,
I'm sorry, if they ever want to stop the show, I
today,
just like
2017. Give it a swing, brother. Yes, I got to play the new Walking Dead Telltale game. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of Telltale games.
All right, give us the lowdown, man. Herb is too messing with excitement. He wants to know so hard about this game.
Nail biter, like, So it continues the story of Clementine technically, but it's not per se based on Clementine.
Man, that girl's gotta be like 43 years old.
That girl is like 17 going on like 50.
Damn.
With so much pain in her face and eyes at this point in the game. And I thought I wasn't going to see it because the first episode is actually a two-parter. It's part one of a two-part episode, I guess. And next one will come out, I'm assuming, in the next month or two.
Okay.
And it picks off, like I told, like with all Telltale games, they just do a great job of respecting the franchise that they're working with. And Walking Dead, down the middle, up alley, Heaven's Gate, whatever you want to call it, it's perfect. It falls right into the world, the realm, the human behaviors, the human gruesome nastiness that happens when people just get put in a predicament like that. And they still hold on to it. I'm going to say this much. This is probably one of the most visually beautiful Telltale games I've ever seen. It's just
visually.
Yeah, I played it on a PC though, PC Master Race. So I was playing it on my Asus laptop, and it was
showing off the two you code monkeys over here. Well, I got the new Asus.
I'm a code monkey. I feel good.
47 gig RAM.
Thank you.
Okay. Both stop.
It picks up. It's just visually stunning. Subtle changes to the game. It's still the same core Telltale game. Still the same cutscene and action scenes that you have to swipe. If you're playing on a controller, it's obviously left. But if you're playing on your phone, like a handheld or a touchscreen, it's swipe, tap, etc., etc. It picks up. So the story is about Javier Garcia, and it starts off with his family.
I got excited. I thought you were going to say Javier Bardem for a second. I'm like, yo, I'm Anton Sugar in the Apocalypse.
Imagine how much they would have to pay him to do that one, though.
Anton Sugar?
Bardem, if he had to actually act in.
Oh no, they would pay out the ass, but I think it'd be worth it.
Yeah, he's a great actor though, man.
He's good.
Um,
He's good, and I'm kidding. I'd love to see Anton Sugar against some zombies, yo. He'll start taking on with that. Yeah, with that. What was it? A pneumatic lock picking thing.
No, it was like
Perfect
the
zombie
things that
weapon.
like kills
Boom,
like
boom.
cattle or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's perfect. Like
Cattle
zombies. None of this. I'm gonna rear up in a knife and everyone's
And
a
just-
headshot.
all you
Nah,
hear is like
boom, boom,
just
boom,
the
boom,
air,
boom.
compressed air.
Yeah. He's walking around. How did you kill the zombies? None of your business. How I killed the zombies.
So the New Frontier, I guess they're heading in a new direction with the game. Like again, it starts off with Javier. It's about his family. Basically, they
Javier
introduce
Bardem and the Buffalo Bill mission pack.
Javier Garcia. I'm gonna shoot past. Give me some time, man. I just got back.
All right.
It's like a long missing relationship, baby. And basically what happens is it starts off pre-zombie apocalypse. Same story. Someone in their family gets affected. The grandfather. They don't know what's happening. He died. They think he just died because he was old. This thing, he's walking again. Blah blah blah. And this thing, he rips off his wife's face. Walking Dead, full on. It fast forwards to present day zombie apocalypse, and apparently it's just him, his brother's wife, and his two nieces and nephews.
Wait, quick question: Were you play? Did the game make you play the flashback, and that'll affect your future
Yes.
gameplay, or that's just established?
That made me watch the grandfather rip off the wife's face. It was pretty cool.
All right.
It's just Walking Dead, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but I mean, boundaries still.
It's not.
She's
zombie
17.
apocalypse. At that point, everybody's catching it.
You got to show, man.
Wow. All right. Yeah.
Score.
The thing about this
All right.
game, it also adds the crowd element, like the Batman Telltale series that came out previously. There's a crowd element to it, so you can play online and other people can factor in your decision. So you can make a decision, and if there's like six other guys online with you, then they can supersede your decision depending on who voted on what.
Now,
Majority
in
vote.
Batman, you had to turn that on.
Yeah.
So is this one turned on by
Same thing,
default,
same
or
thing.
you have
no,
to?
it's optional.
Okay.
So it's and I forgot to mention, you do get to continue. So if you played on the same system, I'm assuming handheld. Most people are playing on their Xbox Ones, PS4s, or PS3s. Most people, other people, I know a lot of people play it on their mobile, but it picks up right where you're left off from progress of season 1 and 2. So your decisions and your previous choices will play a factor, or you can just start a new game and it'll make predetermined decisions for you.
Okay. Cool.
So with that said, I'm assuming that I wasn't going to see, and this is the thing, and I just want to wrap it on this one. I was assuming I wasn't going to see Clementine until like season 4, because Clementine's the star of this whole Walking Dead Telltale game.
She's a
to me.
star, though. Why would they hold back? Unless.
Oh man,
let
she
me
popped
ask you
right
this.
up, bro. She came in like I don't know, like the superhero. I'm trying to figure out which show where the main character comes in. You haven't seen him for a while, and it's
Third
like
act.
boom, and then
That's
she's just
that's
like
that's
mature.
Incredible Hulk. You get it's an hour-long show. You get to sit through 57 minutes of Bill Bixby messing around in some small town he had no business in anyway. Mr. McGee, you don't make me angry. You don't make me angry. Yeah, they didn't want to make him like,
And then
horny,
Federico comes
hungry, on fire, any dumbness there too. Yeah, and then you see the Incredible Hulk, what you really tuned in for all of 2.5 minutes, and then credits. Buy our breakfast cereal or something.
Kind of like your Assassin's Creed.
So
Man, I'll get to that. Okay, so let me ask you, with this new latest installment of Walking Dead, I know that occasionally they throw, since they got the tie into the show and the comics and stuff, they throw like the popular characters in there, and they're very like poorly utilized. Did this have any of that? Did they say screw it, we'll just give the story?
No, I haven't. I don't know. This is still episode 1.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's going to go down that route because it seems to be following suit with the current pace of the show.
Mm-hmm.
If you're watching the show, they're at the point where they're trying to create civilization again.
Mm-hmm.
So when Clementine made her appearance in this episode, she helped out Garcia, who ran into a nice little situation with his family where he got separated and, savageness of humanity and all that good stuff that's happening. She ends up at a town. So, and I'm like, okay, I didn't see a town before, you know what I mean? So this is pretty good. This is going to be awesome. The guy who runs the town is actually hilarious. And she has interactions,
Town run by Weird Al, apparently.
I don't know. Actually, it did look like Weird Al Yankovic, to be very honest with you. He had like black hair,
I'm not
spongy
trusting
hair, and
any
glasses.
town, any town run by a dude in
like
a
he's gonna
Hawaiian
sing,
shirt.
beat it.
Especially not in the zombie apocalypse. I've seen Book of Eli. That doesn't go well. I'm just,
What does that got to do with anything?
I'm just saying. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, and then you find out. Oh, let me shut up. I don't want to.
Yeah, Johnny's with me, right? Johnny, we're here.
Yeah, we're here, man.
Thank you. Cool. I'm doing this, talking about Book of Eli, a book about a blind man.
So,
Spoiler.
again, I recommend it.
That's a huge spoiler.
It's out early for PC. So if you're a PC Master Race, enjoy yourself. You get early access. It officially comes out across the board for PS4 all systems on February 7th, I want to say.
Okay.
And you can buy the season pass at $25. You can
Is
buy
it
the
worth?
game. Yes, it's always worth it. You have to understand the Telltale, they take their time with the story. And I'm a story guy. No matter what happens with video games, no matter what game I play, man, I literally put about 50% of my enjoyment into the story. If it's presented well and it's a good, well-written story and it captures me, you got an A in my book, man, because it's hard to capture me nowadays, man.
Well, we
Stuff is
talked
so
about
generic.
on our last show. We talked about how Telltale didn't always have that
When they
in their
first
history.
started.
Yeah, they've made great strides to get
Yeah.
that.
Well,
reputation.
I think their strides went well in the direction when they started incorporating like well-known franchises. Because remember, they'd had The Wolf Among Us,
Yeah.
they had and a couple other ones before that, and then they picked off, and then they jumped on The Walking Dead. And I think that's where the stardom really popped off.
Wait.
Then there's Game of Thrones.
Do you know which ones they did first? Was it Wolf Among Us?
Wolf
first?
Among Us is one of the first ones.
One of. You don't know which one.
I don't know
was
what the first exact one
The
is. 'Cause I've
first
never-
one was
No, it was-
Walking
no, it
Dead,
was-
then
no,
Wolf
no,
Among Us
no,
came
it
after.
was
that.
not.
No, it wasn't.
No,
Yes,
it
it
was
was.
not.
No, wasn't it like Max or something? Save something. It was like a cartoon dog and something else.
Sam and
Oh,
Max.
well,
Sam and Max. Thank you.
Yeah.
Those before, yeah. It was
Yeah.
like Sam and Max, then Back to the Future, Jurassic
No,
Park.
Back to the Future
Back to the
just
Future-
came out
No, they did-
within the last 2 years.
The Back to
No.
the Future this came out was a what do you call it? Like next version. They did the original version, then
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
comic,
Yeah.
and then the latest one, which
Nice.
continues from the comic.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the comic's not great. I read it. I
Oh,
reviewed
man.
it. Yeah.
Back to the Future comic. That's horrible. That kinda sucks.
Yo, man, I'm telling you. Okay, this was my theory. Adam disagreed with me. Johnny, I think, fell asleep. I think Back to the Future, since it goes back to Marty, I need something done, but you need to do it for me. Like, okay, damn, dude, can't you find? You got all this science.
You got
stuff.
all these other
What's
little
stopping
boys
you?
running
Are
around
a
for you.
lazy- Yeah, for real. I think it's a modern interpretation of white slavery. Yeah, it's non-sexual white
I
slavery.
disagreed with that.
That's the Back to the Future. You disagreed.
Did I?
I
We
think
have it
it's
on record.
more
It's
Mambla.
non-sexual white slavery.
No, I think it's a Mambla subtone.
Well, no, that would be very sexual.
Yeah.
But why was Jennifer there then? Jennifer was not a beard. You know,
Yeah.
Jennifer was not-
We saw their
Jennifer
kids.
was not for
Jennifer was not
for
J-Lo.
Doc.
No,
She was
Jennifer-
for Marty
Yes, Clara was
to
for
make him
Doc.
feel better.
Clara was for Doc. Okay, both Clara and Doc got together,
Yep.
and Johnny and Jennifer.
There's a
and,
Greg
Marty
or
got
Craig
together.
called. Which one was it?
Look,
Greg or Craig?
Yeah, look, they all had children
I
as
was like-
ugly as sin. Okay, that was the proof that these. Well, anyways, that was my theory, and the books back it up in horrible ways. Because they just can't let something die. Those money, they are the less successful, but still as money grubbing.
That's like my racist ghost theory from Ghostbusters 2.
The racist ghost
Who
theory?
The
put out-
racist ghost that always trying to get Winston. They're always just trying to get Winston. Winston. Everybody else is doing something like that. That racist ass slime tries to grab him too, and then Ray's just standing there all stupid or whatever. Like,
Yeah, dude, that's totally true.
Literally
Racist ass
just made me
ghost,
watch
man.
Ghostbusters tonight.
telling you.
Like I gotta watch that now.
Racist ghost.
Who was left out of their big comeback initially, yet was right there when they needed to go sing at kids' parties? Winston. Who was there when they needed somebody to get... So I'm saying.
He wasn't alone. Ray was there with him too. I think.
Man, yo, you know why? You know why? Because Ray needed help unloading the car. That's why. He was there.
Yeah, we needed a show where you just sit down, watch
Winston.
classic flicks, and just make up this stuff. You guys are hilarious.
I'm like, yo, all I'm saying is, yo, why the extra one have to be white?
Did he was it?
I don't
Did he?
know that.
Did you catch the number on the train? Sorry, I missed it. It's just so good. It's just so good.
Poor SOB. What were we talking about? Okay.
Walking Dead.
Walking
Moving
Dead.
forward, sake of time. Buy, invest. It's always good. You're never gonna be disappointed. And if you're not a guy who's a hardcore gamer like me, and I got every damn system on the planet, put it on your phone. It's $5 to start it off. If not, just pay up front for it, and you'll get the episodes will periodically come out, and you can download them directly to your phone. It's the best. It's about an hour and a half for each episode, and it's gonna keep you enthralled. You stay on the train, your miserable life, 9 to 5.
Wait, yeah. To
You know?
escape your miserable life, you play the game set in the most miserable. Everybody dead. Zombies are killing you for eating your.
I want to go into
grandpa's face.
super detail what happens because something happened and then I just dropped my jaw. Like that is so
Man.
savage.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Even
that's
I love guts and gores, but it was so savage. Even I was like, all right, man,
There you
that's
go.
enough.
No matter how bad your life is,
Dude,
you can
use a
play
baby
this
for a boxing
game,
glove, like,
It feel better.
play the game, and you'll feel better.
Yeah, dead end job, but you know what? I get to kill zombies. Fuck it.
This is going down a dark path. Okay, so Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Still was better than 2016.
Still was better than 2016. All right, the new frontier, far from the final frontier.
Yeah, I give it 2 thumbs up, man.
He
It's
says 2
classic
thumbs up.
game. Telltale does not disappoint. Enjoy, folks. I hope you grab it. I'm looking forward to episode 2 because what happened at that last 5 seconds of that was crazy.
Damn. Okay, one of those.
Yeah, It's good. It's just good, man. It's just shocking. Sometimes human savagery just never continues to shock me.
Well, yeah, but that's extreme levels. I'm hoping we never get to that point.
Bro, come on.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. It's
Yeah.
Trump's America. It's happening.
Trump America, bro.
Dang. All right. Well, I got
God
better,
forbid.
All right. Well, I got better news, and by that I mean no, I do not. I got to check out Assassin's Creed.
Here we go.
Assassin's Creed, the 2016 film release starring Michael Fassbender. I got a couple more names too. Starring Marion Cotillard, starring Jeremy Irons. These are phenomenal actors' names.
Irons.
Michael K. Williams,
Okay.
from The Wire.
Yeah.
Adam's favorite show.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Gleeson, Charlotte Rampling, which is kind of a newer name. But basically what I'm getting at is these are actors with names, actors with prowess, with clout, with talent. Okay, people that bring good performances all the time. Okay, not all the time.
So very overqualified cast, basically, to be in this garbage.
Yeah.
All right.
This is just like, you get Oscar caliber people doing trauma level work here. Okay. I don't want to tip my hand too much, but all right, okay, the breakdown is through a revolutionary technology that unlocks his genetic memories, Callum Lynch, called Cal in the movie, experiences the adventures of his ancestor, Aguilar. In 15th century Spain, Callum discovers he is descended from a mysterious secret society, the Assassins, and amasses incredible knowledge and skills to take on the oppressive operatives of the powerful Templar organization in the present day. Now, that seems a little convoluted. It seems like it should be straightforward, but the actual logistics of it are kind of confused. Yeah. If you've ever played the Assassin's Creed game, you are 10 times more confused because you went into detail. That right there is the best they could give you to say, we just needed a really shoddy premise to get some dude in Spanish gear doing kung fu.
Yeah.
Of all the premises, they ripped the premise from the actual game, which is the worst part about it.
First game, mind you.
It's in all of them.
They took variations from all of them. This right? Okay, let me just get into it real quick. To anyone who's unfamiliar with the Assassin's Creed game series, the movie is pretty much about they have this guy. He's an ex-con, been in trouble all his life. This company gives him an opportunity to basically get a new life. They'll bequeath him money and a new identity, and let's give him a fresh start if he completes this program for them, in which they'll put him in a machine and he'll have some dreams that they'll record. As far as he knows, that's it. As far as we know, if you're unfamiliar with the game series, that's it. And in itself, that sounds like some kind of maybe fun Matrix stuff, or with that Bruce Willis surrogates. Yep. Where we put a person in the computer, and in their dream world, they're incredible. The movie itself, now as you mentioned, takes from the game story, but there's a few different variations in the different Assassin's Creed games. There's the first one, notorious for being extremely boring, having all the promise in the world and not delivering, where you get this really convoluted backstory about a guy who's kind of working for this company, but he's kind of been kidnapped by this company, and he's in this machine, but you have to remain in sync, which in itself is a problem with the storytelling. And it seems to me that the actual writers of this game played the first game, of this movie, played the first game, and then pretty much tried to transcribe their own version for the script of the movie.
Now, Johnny, you said they took pieces from all other games?
Well, all right. So the worst part about Assassin's Creed is its continuous story, where it tries to ham in this like awful thing where it takes place in modern day, and this guy is on this. I forgot the name of the machine.
The Animus.
The Animus. He's in the Animus, and
pronounce the Animus
then he's
by Marion Cotillard every time. It's like they're gonna get prepare him for the enema. Like what?
Through the machine, he's revisiting these set pieces in time, whether it's Rome or Egypt, or
ancient the Middle Eastern.
When did this take place?
Iran. Or like the United States during Revolutionary times.
Yeah, different games cross to different locations.
Historical events.
Like Assassin's Creed 3 took place
movie was what?
In America. The movie was in Spain.
So Spanish Inquisition?
Around that time, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I may be misremembering. I don't recall any of the games taking place in Spain.
None of them have. They're sort of bounced around all different regions, but I mean, like, the worst part is that it has that Animus thing when they could just throw that garbage out and just stick with here's assassins at this period in time, and then just the next game it's the same group, the same
Team.
Well,
team,
what
the same
what
creed
you're
of
describing there
assassins.
is logic and not the lobotomy that was this movie.
Yeah, that's
okay.
that's
Now
it.
staying on the
Yeah.
concept of the movie itself, not to harp too much on the
Convoluted.
games. That was just for reference because what they do in the movie is spend a lot of time with Cal, basically our Desmond allegory.
Yeah.
His story in Abstergo. We see so little of the actual assassin history, the past, the cool stuff, the fight scenes, the parkour, the training, the beautiful visuals, all this stuff that should have been included in the movie and is shown heavily in the trailers. The trailers seem to have an even balance, and it looks kind of like the story stuff there is just for setup, so you know what's happening when you go to the rest of the movie, the real movie, which will be all that cool Spanish Inquisition stuff, him fighting like it was the Sultan, he said. So
Okay.
it was a Sultan in Spain, I guess a visiting dignitary. I didn't write the suck. Okay, don't give me that look. But this movie gives it's an over 2-hour movie. You get maybe 20-25 minutes of actual like cool Spanish fighting stuff.
Eagle
of
flying.
Cool, yeah. And I will say, first of all, I don't recommend this movie. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I don't recommend this. If you're a fan, stay away. If you're not, your money will be spent elsewhere. I think Moana might still be playing in theaters.
Oh man.
Seriously, it's just so bad. See Rogue One again. I'm just so let down and disappointed because not only was it, first of all, it's a beautifully shot movie. It looked incredible what parts you could actually see. And I do like the different take they did on the Animus because in the games, the Animus is a thing that you sit in the Animus, because the Animus are a thing that you sit on.
What?
In the games, the Animus is a machine you sit in. It's kind of like the Matrix chair.
You
just sit there and then they turn it on.
Like a Judas chair.
I don't know. All right.
That's
there you go.
an Animus is a good name for a Judas chair.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
For the guy.
In the
I'll show you later.
The guy wearing the helmet.
In the
and
movie,
he has the
they
Judas
do
shit.
something that it's clever in theory and it looks okay once you get what it's actually doing. But it takes so long to figure that out that you stop caring by the time you're like, okay, now I get it. Had I known that 45 minutes ago, it would have been cool.
So, question:
it's just this big arm.
How soon? What time was it? Was it like an hour in, half hour in? You were done?
I think I almost fell asleep the first time about 23 to 25 minutes in.
Wow, that's sad.
Yeah, that's the biggest sin of this movie. It has all this cool stuff.
Hit.
It has legitimately awesome material to work with, and beautiful visuals. The actors, you can tell, did all this, did Matrix level choreography, where they probably went to camps and learned techniques and stuff. And then you see so little of it. The greatest sin this movie commits is it is boring. It is extremely boring, and I thought maybe I'm just too attached to the game series, hence why I'm not having fun watching this movie. But I was vindicated when, as hard as I'm struggling not to A, leave the freaking theater because I was insulted, but B, fall asleep through just so much of this dragging, pointless storyline that keeps going back over itself. And then I heard... not from one, not from two, but from 3 different spots in the theater, and I'm like, yes, it's not just me.
Justification.
Oh, it hurts so bad
in the worst way.
Yeah, and
that's bad.
I think it is your love for the game that kind of.
No,
That
you
kept
know
me
what?
awake
You
from
know
it.
what's boring and what's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need to have
I wanted
backstory
to
on
leave.
that.
I never leave movies.
Your
and I honestly
expectations.
wanted to leave this.
Oh.
Well, my expectations were you have a movie with Michael Fassbender.
Yep.
A good actor who
Great
gives
actor.
good
Marion
performances.
Cotillard and the
Marion
man.
Cotillard, she is a solid. I love her, most of her work.
Jeremy Irons,
She
who
pissed
always
me off
gets
in
ragged for doing those type of roles, like medieval circa period roles or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
always
he's
gets
also an
ragged, but he's
Oscar winner
great.
too.
Yeah, but he's great.
There's a reason he always gets cast for him too.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
Yeah.
great. He does his
Statham, however,
job.
has no business any
I-
of those. I just want to point that out.
He was the bad
I think
guy
it's
from-
the actual material, though. The material itself that
Well,
isn't.
here's-
There isn't anything there for them to draw from because the story in Assassin's Creed is absolute garbage in all the games.
Yeah, but there's
Well,
action
almost
to be
all the
shot
games.
in
The
that.
action's
Wait, hold
great.
on, hold on. You didn't like
Yeah.
the trilogy, dude?
No, they're all garbage.
Whoa.
Okay,
man.
those
they are.
was pretty
those,
good.
I think it's a pick your favorite thing. Everyone really likes Ezio Auditore. Just running back, Ezio Auditore was the star of the second game, Assassin's Creed 2, which was a game that was actively released, having corrected a lot of the mistakes that Assassin's Creed 1 was criticized for.
Yeah.
A lot of the mistakes Assassin's Creed 1 was criticized for are in this movie.
Yeah.
The drawn out storyline, the really convoluted storyline that they spend far too much time on and far too little time on actually exploring the assassin half of this.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Real quick. Do they include the pieces of Eden in this movie? Do they
no,
make mention?
No, there is one and only one. They don't call it a piece of Eden. A piece of Eden, they call it an apple. And that is a bit of a spoiler, only because they don't say it in the trailers. But there has to be some reason he's there. He's there to find the apple.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you said, the stories are weird, and I agree. Not all of them were perfect. I enjoyed the trilogy a lot, but even then it had its flaws. But the pieces of Eden what kept me playing the game. Like I was literally scouring the game just to get to that puzzle.
In this movie, it's a MacGuffin. It's this one magical item that can do anything, and it really is.
That's what got me to quit the game.
Oh wow!
The one thing that's positive about that is, at the very least, this movie does not have the same hubris that the games did.
Okay.
This movie does not try to force a we're gonna do a part 2. It's gonna be a trilogy. Wait till you see the next one.
And that's what I was gonna ask you too. Like, are they attempting a trilogy here?
No, they did the smart thing, which I don't even attribute to the script. I attribute this to the filmmaking itself. Just being, someone who knows what they're doing. Yeah. They left it on the tip of, if you're interested in the story, there might be more, but in one of those
spend the money.
it's like if you're watching a sitcom or one of those corny movies where they end the movie like, oh, here we go again, credits, but
like that, or like
say that.
Like Matrix, because Matrix closed it off, but they left enough for there to be 2 more movies.
I think a little of both, because you get the Marion Cotillard portion of the ending, which is totally that. There might be a part 2, or left it here, and you want it.
If you like it, we will.
And the Fassbender is the you know what? I've been through this stuff. I'm Diesel now. I've got my crew, and we're vigilant. So just be aware. And it's like both sides of that, which again, to the filmmaking, not the script. The script itself is the biggest enemy of this movie. I will say, Fassbender, not his strongest performance. His accent, he's using his American accent, which is kind of off-putting. Yeah. But at the very least, it's one of those situations where he probably did the best with what he was given with the script. Yeah. I would have liked to have seen somebody like Sam Worthington take it up, so it would be the final nail in the coffin.
I was gonna say, you pulled yourself out of that one pretty well. Anti-charisma movie swallows itself.
I'm just really insulted. I will say that at the very least, as bad as it was and as upset as I was at the storyline, they did go out of their way to at least incorporate a lot of the beloved aspects of the game that you hope would be in there. The few bits of action you did see in Spain had the parkour between buildings. They did logically work in the leaps of faith, which in the game are purely a game mechanic to open up the map. There's no reason to have it in the movie. They added legitimate reasons to have it in the movie. And anytime one of these came up, I thought, okay, you know what? It had a really shoddy lead up to this point, but from here on, it's gonna be ill. And then it was cool for like 4 minutes, and then you see the decline, and then back to the boredom.
You hear the noise.
And I will say at the very least, if you're a big fan of the source material, this movie did appreciate and respect a good amount of the source material. You have the climbing, you have the fighting, you have the assassin tools. Not all of them, a couple, just to give you a taste. And I think that they did the mandatory minimal amount, but they did that minimal amount. A lot of game movies don't do that. Yeah. You have the arm, the blade, but you don't. But there was no talk of removing finger for that, things like that.
All right.
At the end of the day, as a fan of the Assassin's Creed movie, I would highly recommend not going to see this. Expunge it from your mind. If you saw those trailers more than once, forget them. And don't hold it against Michael Fassbender. Don't hold it against the boy.
Basically, watch it and go get an enema.
Well, seriously, go get an enema from the Animus, which in the movie this giant mechanical arm. When this dude walked in that room, and she said, "Okay, get him in the enema," and I'm like, "This thing? What are you?"
Is there a budgetary limit for someone? Like, if you're gonna spend this much, even though you are a fan, do not watch it.
Here's what sucks: this movie had all the money in the world. You could tell. And there was no exotic locations. Everything was CG'd. Everything was green.
Big budget.
They could have gone to Spain. They could have gone to Iran.
I'm talking about the fan, right? Someone who,
movies are expensive nowadays. There's no way
for a fan like me. I spend the $60 for the games.
Price? No, not even.
I spend the $60 for the game. So should I spend the $20 some odd dollars for the movie?
No, this is no bones about it. And I'm upset to say it's because of how good it did look. A bad movie.
Wow.
This is a bad movie. It is a boring movie. You should skip it.
I don't think it should surprise anybody either, though. You know, that you're saying that.
No,
So don't be surprised.
I've been
again.
surprised before. I thought Deadpool would falter. I thought Mad Max would falter. I thought Furious 7 would be in it. Would be the movie that crushes the franchise.
Those are not video game movies.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
I think the only successful video game movie that through time that actually grew appreciation over time was like Mortal Kombat, the original.
Yeah,
one.
Mortal Kombat.
That was it.
Yeah, that movie was bomb though.
Yeah,
I like the movie a lot.
I would still watch that movie. It's awesome.
All right, so what we really need is Casper Van Dien in Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, don't
Electric
mess with
Boogaloo.
Casper Van Dien, dude. Don't badmouth him on the show. Don't do it.
Um,
Don't do it. Starship Troopers is one of my favorite things ever. You better lay off.
I
Such a
got like
good
a
movie.
60 side story about my New Year's. I'll tell you, involving Casper Van Dien.
Any Casper Van Dien story, I'm down with.
All right, cool. It's been the Geek Down here on WEMF Radio. I want to thank you all for listening and joining us for a kind of a vitriol riddled episode, man. I kind of went in on Assassin's Creed. My bad.
It's all right.
No, it's good, man.
Well,
Sometimes you got to work that anger out, that angst, get it out of your
I just hope
system.
I gave enough legit critical information because
As a person who loves entertainment and movies, man, thank you. You saved me $80.
You're welcome. All right. Hopefully, you've been catching us on WMFradio.com on the live broadcast, or you've been seeing our pretty faces on Twitch.tv.com. And if you haven't, next week, WEMFradio.com/live or Twitch.tv/TheGeekDown. You can also catch us on social media. We're on SoundCloud at SoundCloud.com/GeekDown, on YouTube /GeekDown. On iTunes, if you search Geek Down, one of the first results that comes up. Dude, we're full coverage. Facebook, Twitter, hit us up. If you heard anything on the show that you want to chime in on, hit us up at geekdownradio@gmail.com or just take your butt to the site. I don't know what they're putting up there. I don't think I want to know.
It's Booga.
Should we reenact that kangaroo assault?
Don't! What the
Stay away from my dog.
I've been wearing this the whole time.
Oh, Jesus. All right, this dude, if you're not on Twitch, you just spared yourself some horror. You owe like some
You should be on Twitch to watch those.
You owe like some Five Nights at Freddy's like nightmarish childhood dude.
I'm about to be assaulted by a kangaroo.
Yo, bad things are happening. All right, it's like Chuck E. Cheese gone wild and something. All right, but want to remind you all, we're on every Monday night, 9 p.m. right here on WEMF Radio. Catch us, listen to us, watch us, all that good stuff, and join us for the party. And we'll see you all next week. I want to thank Dirty D.
Amen, brother. Thank you. Glad to be back, guys. Love you.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you.
Just Johnny.
Yo.
I want to thank my homeboy Black. Thank you for taking that off. I want to thank Black Adam here one time.
All right, man.
And DJ Herbie Herb. This man keeps it sounding crisp and delicious every week.
Woo!
All right.
Woo!
Remind you all. We'll be back on next Monday. Until then, you all be excellent to each other. Peace.
Peace.